Welcome back, family. This is your boy Joseph Perez on Code Bruh. Man, I got a ton of things that I want to disclose to you. I got 200 key indicators for you to understand if your man is cheating or if your partner, the man that you're trying to pursue, you are dating someone and you're trying to see, does this man have other women? I'm going to give you almost probably 50 in this series here on this podcast. If you're looking at YouTube, go ahead and subscribe because this is your number one podcast for women who need a sidekick and a voice for men. So let's dive into it because I don't even want to waste time. I got too much to disclose. I'm going to give you at least 50 points that you can understand when you are dating and when you have a relationship and you're trying to know, is your man cheating or does he have other women on the side? I'm just going to give you the playbook. I'm going to give you everything that you need for you to equip yourself to protect your heart and to move forward accordingly. So let's dive right in. So number one is increased secrecy around his phone, right? So password changes or just hiding the screen. We all have privacy protectors. Not all of us. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. But if that screen is always off, and the passcodes are always changing. If you are the person who has access to your partner's passcode and it's changed, most likely he's hiding something. Something's going wrong. Something's iffy. There's no need to change your passcode because nobody broke into the phone. Nobody stole it. Nobody's spying on the phone. That means he's hiding something. So if there's secrecy around the phone, chances are he's doing something that he's not supposed to do. Doesn't mean that he's cheating. Again, don't take it with a grain of salt. Just understand that there's key indicators that you need to be aware of that things are a little bit iffy. Number two is that he frequently takes his phone into the bathroom or anywhere that he's going. He keeps his phone on him. Chances are, if we have our phone on us, it's because we're expecting something. Or maybe we just don't want to be blindsided. So we want to be the first one to catch it. So we don't want nobody to catch us in the act. So we have to have the phone on us at all times. So if this man is always taking the phone to the bathroom, chances are he doesn't either trust you or he doesn't trust himself because something is going wrong. So you need to be aware of that. Number three, turns notifications off or silence the phone whenever he's near you. Now, a lot of people love privacy. A lot of people love to be not distracted, right? But if the phone is always on vibrate, always on notifications or silenced or on DND, which is do not disturb, chances are he's hiding something. He doesn't want nobody to hit him up. Like a girl, most likely, because if it's for work related and you miss a call, that's your ass, right? Or if you run a business and he missed a call, that's missed sale. So chances are he's going to have the phone on high so that way he can get the volume up and understand that, okay, something's coming in. I need to pick the call whenever that happens. But if it's always on off, chances are he's hiding something. He's cheating and he got other women. Almost guaranteed. Number three. Number four is frequently clearing the browser history. We all probably have done this before because you want to cache and you want free up space and storage and you got maybe a lot of photos and videos and maybe you do a lot of content like myself. So you need to free up the storage. However, most people who are business oriented and who's doing video content, just doing a lot of creation, they have enough storage. So now you need to think, okay, if this person is always deleting history, let's just say you get on the phone and you see it and there's nothing on there, I'm sure it was deleted. I can almost guarantee you it was deleted, whether it's browser history, text messages, phone calls, whatever the case may be. If it's clear, nothing on there, he's hiding something. It means he's really good at trying to put away the gunk, the bad stuff. All right. So that is number four. You need to understand that. Number five, suddenly has new or additional social media accounts. Now, I have a lot of accounts because I do a lot of business. I do a lot of content creation. And I'm trying to create passive income. So obviously it makes sense for me, right? Again, but if this person is an average person, maybe he has less than 1,000 followers in his account, maybe less than 5,000, but he has a lot of accounts on different things. And some of the accounts, if you've ever looked at it, doesn't have much. Chances are that's where he stashes the messages. That's where he connects with people when he's trying to do his grimy work. And I think this happens for a lot of people. where we create a lot of stuff so that we can be able to gain access to messaging and phone calls without having to use our real phone, whether it's WhatsApp or maybe TikTok or maybe Facebook Messenger, whatever the case may be, doesn't matter. This person has a lot of accounts. Chances are he's trying to stash something. That's the only way to do it, right? You got to say, you got to have a lot of extra platforms so that way you can do your grimy work. Unfortunately, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying this is what I know. This is what I used to do back in the day when I was younger. And this is what I just understand about men is using multiple accounts. That's number 5. Number 6, number 6 is keeping the face down, keeping the phone face down. Now, this is a big one. I don't like to be distracted. I don't want to see any messages, phone calls, anything that's going to distract me, especially if I'm with somebody or if I'm doing something. Like right now, I'm creating content and I got my phone over here and it's face down because I don't want to bother. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it from the eye, peripheral. I just don't want to think about it. Out of sight, out of mind, right? That happens. However, if you're out and about and you're doing your thing and you're dating or whatever, and the man has his phone out, but it's upside down, chances are he has people and things that he doesn't want you to know about because obviously we don't want to get hit up randomly, wrong place, wrong time. Somebody just randomly be like, yo, what's up? And they're trying to holler and it's the wrong time. And I'm just like, fuck, right? So we try to avoid that. You don't want to be that person on the other side looking stupid. So face down, that's a red flag. Number 7, suddenly becomes defensive about the privacy. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're always trying to build trust and you trying to keep things private, okay, I get it. We all want to be private. We don't want to be owned by anybody. We just want that freedom, but we also want to build that trust. So I get that part, right? But if you're the kind of person who's been hurt in your past and you say, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for. I need trust. This is what I would like. And he has a problem with that and becomes defensive about his privacy, whether it's even at home, if he owns a house and you're trying to show up or pull up, especially with the phone. This is really about the phone because that's how you connect with people. So I'm trying to give you the game, boo-boo. You need to understand this. Not all the time that he's cheating or has a woman. However, if he becomes defensive, there's no need to get up on your feelings. And if he's becoming irate, that's a problem. Red flag. Number 9, spending more time texting and you are not you're not a part of the conversations. Now, if you are in a relationship and obviously you're the center of his world, he should be bringing you up a lot more often because men know the game. Women, ladies, you know what's up to. The more you bring up your partner, the more people don't want to fuck with you because, okay, he's married or he got a girl. He's in love, right? His relationship is going great. He's always talking about his girl, so he must love her. So I'm not going to fuck with him, right? But if there's problems in the relationship or just in general, he's just not bringing you up. Chances are he's trying to keep that open lane for other women. So that way women don't either one know about it or they don't judge him about it. So he keeps it open, doesn't involve you. That's a red flag. And he's always texting, always on the phone, text. We text people so that way we can get in contact with people. Duh, right? However, if he's always texting, boop, 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 and texting, men should be vocal, communicative, right? They're always on the phone, FaceTime, no problem. You see my face, right? I'm just saying. So keep mental note of that. Doesn't mean he's cheating, but does mean that there's something going on and you need to dig deeper to see the facts. All right? Boom. There you go. Number 8. Number 9 is disappearing for periods without no explanation. That's a problem. If he's always out and about and he's doing his thing and all day, every day, he's just chilling, supposedly doing the same thing over and over and over again, I doubt it. Because we are creatures of trying to create change. We're always trying to have a good experience. We're trying to have a good day. So we have to implement things new. There's pockets in the day for that to happen. So I can almost guarantee you that if he doesn't tell you about his day and he's not being specific and he's disappearing for periods of time without explanation of it, if you ask about it, he's hiding something. If it's because it's always going to be a casual, no, I just went to the store. Or, no, I just went to my boy's house. If it's casual, hiding something. Because men are bad at lying. So we don't want to get into it. So we just try to act normal and casual about it. Like, oh yeah, I just went to do XYZ. Yeah, I just came back. Right. So it's like, okay. That's where you pocket that mental note, but that means there's an indicator that there's something there, but he's not trying to tell you. Take mental note of that. Boom, that's number 9. Number 10 is avoiding sharing where he's been. If he's the kind of person that just doesn't tell you anything, doesn't share, more in detail about that day, like I said in the last point, and he's just not telling you where he's been. If you asked him about it, like, hey, where'd you go? He's like, don't worry about it, or something along those lines that kind of pushes you off and dismisses you. That's because what was most important isn't just telling you what happened, but it was about what happened prior. Something happened. He did something, or he was calling somebody, talking to somebody, texting somebody. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on about the stupid shit that men do when we're trying to get some pussy. It's just what it is. You have to don't be mad at me. Don't be upset at me. I don't want you to be upset. I'm just telling you the facts. These are things you need to take mental note of because you're never going to understand it. You're never going to get it. So I'm telling you the game. That is a key point as an indicator that something's going on if he's not sharing where he's been. Number 11, if he's leaving the room to take phone calls. This is huge because a lot of guys are always trying to be about business and making money, taking phone calls, trying to make sales, or trying to, call family or whatever the case may be. But he's got to leave. He's got to leave the vicinity, the area, the place where you're at to make a phone call. It's going to be a private phone call. And if it's a private phone call, that obviously means you're not invited. You shouldn't be listening. But most private phone calls, depending on the nature of the phone call, right, can include somebody else. It can't be a big ass group of people. If I'm in a group of friends and family or whatever, and I get a phone call, obviously we're going to jet out to take the call, right? But if it's just me and you, right, phone call, I kind of want to show that to you. Because it's like, it's impressive. It's impressive that I'm taking a phone call, like, depending on what the nature of the call is. Like, hey, listen, I'm trying to make a sale, or, it's a private call, or whatever the case is. But if it's super private, boom, he leaves. That's a key indicator that something's a little bit fishy. So you need to be on your toes on that one. That's number 11. Number 12, starts dressing better without clear reason. You know that men are simple. Men don't really do much to dress up unless they're trying to dress up for you specifically, or it's a brand new relationship and he's trying to impress you. He's going to be looking fly. But let's just say you're in a relationship and, you guys been in it for, 2 years. Let's just say 2 years. 2 years is a good time to kind of get casual. And he starts looking a lot better. And you're trying to be like, oh, you're doing this for me, baby? Or obviously he's going to say it's for you, right? But that's not the case. You need to be cautious of this because when men start looking nice, it's because it's really not for you because I've already impressed you. I've already showed you everything, right? We've already had sex. We fucked. We're cool. You love me. You like me for who I am or what I look like. And I'm always pretty, right? But when you start becoming casual and you start noticing that change and he starts dressing up a lot more, that means he's after something else because something else outside of your relationship has caught his attention where he has to do it all over again. All right. I'm just saying it's one of those things that you need to be cautious of and start digging deeper at that point in time. I'm not going to tell you how because I don't know your relationship or what's going on. If you are more excited and interested on that, drop a comment down below saying, tell me more. And then I will send a message specifically for you and your relationship and your experience of what's going on. And I will try to help you the best that I know how. Or comment dating and we can go ahead and jump on a call so we can talk about dating and actually be your coach on how to really protect your heart because this is the biggest thing is protecting your heart. I don't want you to be the person that looks stupid and so many years go by and this dude has been playing you. All right, so that is number 12 is dressing better without a clear reason why. Number 13 is that he's developing new habits, new grooming habits like shaving more, using cologne, trying to smell good. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we try to do it for you, but you already liked us. You already approved of us. You like the smells that I've had. Yeah, it might be my nature to always look good, smell good, dress good. But at the same time, we get comfortable. So there's no need to do that anymore. Or we just kind of, put the foot on the brake. Or we just kind of lay back a little bit and we stop doing those things as we once did when we were first dating. But if he starts doing that randomly out of your relationship or when you're dating, it's a little bit harder to find that out to see if he has other women. But chances are there's something iffy about the situation. Woman, you have six senses. You know what's up. You know when you get that gut feeling. Normally, when you have a gut feeling, giving you the game. When you have a gut feeling, you're most likely right. I'm just going to say that. When you have a gut feeling, you are most likely right. Just going to drop it at that. That's number 12. Number 13 is 14 is changes his workout routine and suddenly starts hitting the gym. I had to write this down because this is what I used to do when I was a little kid. And I was just trying to, you know what I mean? When you're little, you kid, like your sex drive is high. And like, sometimes sex and relationships get boring for men. And at that age, you kind of want more things. So just giving you the game on this one, right? Change the workout routine and you start hitting the gym. That means trying to look good for somebody, or you're trying to create more time and space in your day to fuck around. Now, doesn't mean that he's cheating. I'm just saying this. All these points right here are just indicators that you kind of knew, but you didn't know. But now I'm giving you the fact in the game that this is true. If a man just randomly starts working out, starts hitting the gym a little bit more, that means he's building towards something or trying to create more time. You, my friend, need to be a little bit more cognitive and understand that there's something possibly going on there. Number 15, deleting messages or the call history. I talked about this several points ago, but if you get a wrong text message or a wrong call, and it's from a person that you used to fuck with or mess with or you wish you could have fucked with, you gotta delete the message, especially if it gets a little crazy, right? And even if it's just like, hey, how you doing? Just checking up, how you been? You don't need to see that shit. That was an accident. I'm going to delete it. Duh. Or a phone call. I had a phone call with a long lost friend, or maybe somebody I used to fuck with or trying to fuck with, and I'm obviously going to delete the call, right? Wouldn't you do that? You know what I'm talking about. It's not no secret. It's not like, whoa, why would he do that? Duh. Like if somebody got a text message or a phone call that they're not supposed to get, their chances are they're going to delete it. So the different ways that you can see if the messages has been deleted or if the phone call has been deleted, if you start analyzing and you're smart enough to recognize patterns, hiding something. Number 16, carries his phone everywhere, even when unnecessary. I talked about carrying the phone everywhere, even to the bathroom. That's kind of necessary, right? Because if you get a phone call in the bathroom, okay, pick it up or whatever case it is. But unnecessary places. And this kind of goes hand in hand with having the phone everywhere, right? If it's unnecessary, like why would you take your phone? You start thinking, if you have that question in your head at any given point, this is why you need to be conscious and aware. And if you just have that question, it's like, what? Why would you take your phone? If you have that question in your head, that means there's something fishy and you need to do your due diligence and find out more. What does that mean? Why did he do that? That doesn't make any sense. My hands are up. Like, beats me. If that's you, you need to do more digging. Okay? Just going to drop it there. Number 17, starts working later more often than usual. Now, this is for everybody. But primarily, I'm talking to those who are older. Right? Older men who claim to have a super busy lifestyle. When you're young, you probably are trying to create more time for yourself. So you got a lot of time on your hands. But when you're old, you don't. Older. Over 35, 40, right? You don't have a lot of time. So if you're trying to work more, right? Why would you want to work more when you got me to be able to relieve your stress? Me as if I'm a woman. All right, I'm just saying, if I was a woman, why are you going to work more? when you're supposed to come home to me. Don't give me that bullshit that you're trying to make more money. You're doing it for the family. Your boss said that you got to work more or you need to get a promotion. Like these are all excuses. When we start creating excuses, they're plausible excuses. These are factual, right? But there's a higher agenda. It's not what we're telling you. It's something that's behind what we're telling you. So it's your fault. That it's not really your fault, but because you don't know any better. But it's your responsibility. When your man starts to try to work more, that means he's hiding from you to get to somewhere else. It's a big one. That's huge. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Again, if you have any questions on that, or just in general, all the points that I'm saying, I'm saying all facts. These are all facts right here. Drop a comment down below. Comment the word checklist, and I'll send you a checklist of all 200 points about everything that men would think of. You can beat him to the punch. You can understand his game before he even plays the game, before he even takes off his jersey to jump in the game. You are the coach, and you already know. I'm going to give it to you. Drop the word checklist, and I'll send that right over to you, depending on where you are, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube. You can find me there, or put it in the chat, bruh. Put it in the chat. Checklist. I'll send it over to you. So that's what number is that? Number 17. All right. I think I got 3 more and then I'm out because I got too many to disclose and I don't want any damn DMs talking about, bro, you blowing up my spot, dog. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck about you, man. I'm out here, 1, making money. 2, I'm out here trying to protect women and protect dumbasses who don't know any better. And I'm not calling you a dumbass, but you know what I'm talking about. You've been in that part in your relationship where you got played and you felt like a dumbass. But that's because you didn't know any better. This is your number 1 podcast for women who need a sidekick and a voice for men. All right, Code Bruh. Number 18. Takes trips without you, claiming it's work related. Man, I had to drop this one because my boy the other day was talking about, trying to do it all up and, go to his favorite places and all the countries that he wanted to go and visit only to fuck bitches. And I just thought about it and I was like, man, that sounds good. Like, obviously I'm going to, kind of tag along in that relationship and in that kind of conversation. And I'm just like, oh, that sounds great. Like, bro, I mean, I would love to see some sexy woman, right? And that's just men talk, right? Women talk too when y'all in groups and you talk about fly niggas and, maybe you're out somewhere and you see a sexy dude or whatever. Y'all gonna talk shit. Same thing for men. But when men start trying to plan trips, you're planning a trip. That means you're trying to do something, right? And it's not just trying to go out and picture take because we don't take pictures. We want to have an experience. That's all humans on this world. So this man starts trying to figure out how to escape and do his own vacation or maybe a boys outing. If it's a boys outing, I can guarantee almost not all the time. Don't quote me on this, but I'm just saying not all the time, most of the times. Most of the times he's trying to plot, trying to get his dick wet. All right. So it's your responsibility to make sure he's taken care of. But way before those planned trips. So if he's planning trips without you claiming it's work related, that means he's on to something. Number 19, new hobbies or interests emerge that you're not included in. So if he starts playing basketball and doing different activities and, going out a little bit more without you, that means you're boring. Sorry. That means you're boring. There's something that you're not doing right in the relationship that if I have a girl that does everything, anything that I want to do plus more, and we just like have a lavish lifestyle, we're doing a whole bunch of good stuff. There's no really need to go out because a good man is gonna be like, nah, bro, I'm with my girl, or nah, bro, I got these things planned. I'm looking forward to that. Like we would much rather, hear me out. We would much rather be with our chick, our girl, our wife, our spouse, than go out with a bunch of dudes because there's pussy involved, right? My girl's gonna give me some pussy. I'm trying to fuck, and also I'm trying to have a good time, and I'm trying to build that relationship. That's more important to me. If he's always out trying to plan things, that means you're not doing enough. You're not. I'm sorry. It's one of those things where it's hard to understand it because it's like, okay, you want him to have his freedom and he has a lot of guys before he met you, and you've been doing all the right things and having all the crazy sex and sucking his dick when he wants and doing dressing up in lingerie and all these things. It's very hard to please a man, the wrong man. Let me say that. Let me clarify. It's very hard to please the wrong man. When the wrong man that you have in your life is in your circle, is very hard because he has so many standards and he's confused. And if he's confused, chances are he's going to go try to find something else. So that's number 19. And this is the number 20th one. We're at 27 minutes and I'm done. All right. You stuck to me for this long. I appreciate you. If you did, go ahead and drop the word checklist down below. I'll send it over to you. Over 200 points that shows you everything. Nothing else more is important than this checklist that I have ready for you. So comment the word checklist, like, subscribe, share it so that way other women are completely aware to the dumbass shit that men do. All right. Number 20. This is a big one, and I'm going to leave it at this. If he becomes emotionally distant or just randomly cold, that's because he's giving it to someone else. Point blank, period. It's not because he's on his man, period. It's not because he had a rough day at work. It's not because he's stressed out or has a lot of shit on his plate and it's about money and all these things, all the excuses that they're factors, but it's not the primary factor. Okay? If he's emotionally distant and cold, I've done this before. I still do this sometimes when I get cold. Sometimes if I don't trust my girl, I try to find it in someone else. You might do the same thing, right? And we try to rely on somebody else. So if he's emotionally distant and cold and rude and upset and angry all the damn time, or at least consistently, when we get into this mindset where we are in that phase, we gotta go seek it somewhere else. You don't just randomly disappear and you come back like, I'm good, like nothing happened. No, you have to do something to get rid of that, whether it's smoking, drinking, sex, whatever his hobby or passion is, right? Something has to happen in order for it to take effect, to change. So if he's emotionally distant and cold, this is where you need to get a little bit more closer, because men at this time start to detach. So it's your responsibility as a woman who's emotionally strong and intelligent, men are not, that you come to us, because we don't know how to disclose that. We don't know how to share. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to talk about it. Not like you guys. We suck in this in this category. This is the way you protect yourself, is you get close to him when he starts to distance himself. And even if he's like, no, like, let me clear my head. Obviously, you want to have somebody to clear their head and take some space. But after he does, at a short period of time, don't give him too much time. You got to come in. You got to come in, because men are just like babies, little kids. You got to reel them in. They don't know how to talk. You got to get down on their level and be like, well, what's going on? Get deep into that conversation until you get to the point. All right. Might be several conversations. It might be several days, but don't let him try to solve it himself. That's the best way that I can explain it. Don't let him try to solve his problem by himself, because if he does, he's going to seek someone else 100% of the time. I just gave you the cheater's playbook. So I got a course that's coming out called the Loyalty Code, where I dive into the secrets and the case studies and just like all the everything you need to know. Like, there's no fluff, there's no fake shit about this. It's all in the course. It's just laid out to you. You don't have to go on Google. You don't have to go on ChatGPT and ask questions. Like, it's all there for you about real practicality, real things that men do when they are trying to distance themselves and trying to cheat. Or if you're dating brand new, they have different women. They just they're just dumb. Men are dumb. We're dumb. I'm just saying it. Just saying it out loud. Right? Men are dumb. So that's all I got for you today. There's nothing else I'm going to share. I got a lot of points. Again, 200 of them. These are great, but the other ones I have are much better. I can't give you my best shit. Come on now. You got to ask for it now. Come on now. It's like trying to ask me for a dick pic. I'm going to give you quarter of my dick. I'm not gonna give you the whole shit, all right? I'm not gonna give you the whole. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share it to many women who need to know this, because everybody needs to know this. This is true, factual, no bullshit, no BS. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. I love you. This is your boy Joseph Perez on the #1 podcast called Code Bruh. #1 podcast for women who need a sidekick and a voice for men. I'll see you on the next one.